Okay guys, welcome to Module 1. In this module, our expert will give us an overview of automation concepts and tools. So get ready to take some notes and let's jump right in.
All right, so for starters, what is marketing automation? Well, the textbook definition sounds something like this. It's a process where technology is used to automate several repetitive tasks that are undertaken on a regular basis in a marketing campaign. Now that's true, but today when people refer to automation in online marketing, they're usually referring to specifically workflows that use smart logic to take action based on how prospects behave or other parameters. So basically, marketing automation today means using technology to dynamically adapt the experience of your prospects or your leads or your customers after their initial reaction with your business based on either their actions or other attributes about them. So for example, once a lead opts into an email list, you can customize subsequent marketing messages sent to them based on their location or maybe based on answers that they filled out on a form or based on whether or not they've opened certain emails, clicked certain links, visited certain pages, and so on and so forth. In fact, you can even dig down so deep that you tailor your marketing messages based on how long they watched a video before leaving the video. That's how in-depth this whole concept of marketing automation has gotten these days. Does that kind of make sense? So we're going to go more in depth into the types of automation workflows that you can create later on. There's a whole bunch of them. But first, let's familiarize ourselves with the various tools that you can use to leverage marketing automation in your business. So the first two that we're going to look at are email specific. They mostly center around email automation, which is probably the vast majority of marketing automation that happens today. It's going to be Drip and Get Response. So Drip is a very cool, slightly newer email marketing platform. And what we're looking at right here are basically templates for their workflows. You can get really, really into the weeds and take all sorts of specific actions based on how they're behaving and how they're responding to your marketing campaigns. And marketing automation is probably one of the more powerful features of Drip. It's sort of one of the things that they focused on when they first came into existence not too long ago. And as you can see right here, there's a little diagram of the marketing automation and workflows that you can create. And the one thing that all of these tools have in common is that they're all drag and drop these days. There's no programming involved or anything like that. It's all drag and drop, the creation of automation workflows very easily. Anybody can do it, even if you have very low tech skills. The next one is going to be Get Response. Now, Get Response has been around a whole lot longer. When it was first created, it was basically meant to be an automation and a newsletter broadcasting platform for email. But they also added marketing automation as a newer feature not too long ago, and it's very similar to Drip. Slightly less functionality. It's almost completely 100% email based, whereas Drip does overlap into other things like adding people to custom Facebook audiences and integration with other applications as well, whereas Get Response is almost entirely focused just on the actual emails, the meat and potatoes of email marketing, and almost nothing else. Still a very good platform, though, for automating your email marketing. One of the common themes that you're going to see here as you go through Get Response is the question of tagging and scoring. Okay, so as people act a certain way, as they behave a certain way in response to your emails, you're basically going to track that, or the software is going to track that, and it's going to assign scores, right? So a certain amount of points are going to be earned every time somebody opens an email, every time somebody clicks on a link, and so on and so forth. And so your contacts are gradually going to actually develop, no kidding, real scores, and those scores can be used to trigger other actions down the road. So for example, if somebody doesn't open an email after like 20 days, there's still no email opens happening, right? And so their score drops to a level where suddenly a trigger comes into play, and they're sent into what's called a win-back sequence where you start sending specific subject lines that are designed to acknowledge that they're not opening your emails and trying to get them to open those emails and engage with you in some way, shape, or form before eventually, if the score gets low enough, booting them from your list. Okay, for the sake of list hygiene. And that's just an example of what you can do with scoring. You get the idea, though. It's very, very in-depth, and there's a whole lot of things that you can do. Now, Drip and GetResponse were just two of many email marketing automation platforms that there are. Now let's have a look at one of the all-in-one platforms out there. This is getting to be a more common theme these days, the all-in-one concept instead of the best-in-class concept. It's a different philosophy, and there's no right or wrong about it. Kartra is one of the more high-visibility all-in-one platforms, and basically what that means is it's not just automating your marketing messages, it's also including all of your other stuff as well. So the landing pages, the opt-in pages, the sales pages, the checkout carts, the payment processing, the building of sales funnels, all that good stuff, plus all of the stuff that we just talked about on the email side of things as well. And even memberships. Okay, so product delivery, all of that sort of contained in one thing. And as you can see, it's designed to work together quite well within the platform, right? So lead capture page, somebody opts in here, a lead is created. They have a tag added to that lead, which is just prospect. And then they're subscribed to a campaign, and then they're sent to a sales page. And after they check out, then they are untagged as prospects, and then they're tagged as a customer because now they've purchased something, and you can send emails based on that behavior. And then later on, if they purchase an upsell, then they are tagged as a repeat customer, and then they're sent to the product delivery, the membership, and you get the idea. Just on and on it goes. So many things that you can do with tagging, scoring, as was the case in GetResponse, and basically just adapting the entire experience from their perspective based on their behavior and the action that they take. Now, Kartra we called all-in-one because it includes both the front-end customer-facing, lead capture and sales pages and funnel aspect of things, plus the email automation side of things. And the Drip and GetResponse platforms were mostly email related, with maybe a couple other things woven in there. But the true all-encompassing marketing automation platform is going to be Autopilot. Autopilot has got its hands in so many different bowls. It is not a funnel builder. Okay, it does not attempt to be like Kartra or like ClickFunnels. It doesn't handle the customer-facing front-end pages. Okay, but it does so much more than just email marketing. The email marketing and the marketing automation software in Autopilot reaches into Facebook ad pixels. It reaches into using Twilio for SMS messaging. It reaches into all sorts of other tools like Trello and Slack and so on and so forth. There's no end to the things that you can do inside of Autopilot. It connects with Pipedrive is one example here. It connects with all sorts of other things. You've got your Facebook here. You've got Typeform there. There's so many different things that it connects with. And because of that, you can do multifaceted automation workflows that reach in all sorts of different directions and through all sorts of different channels. One example would be the sending of actual physical postcards. That's another thing that you can automate via Autopilot. Not many platforms can say that. And so for that reason, Autopilot is what we're going to be using as we go through the next couple modules. We look at the types of marketing automation workflows and campaigns that you can create, different templates, different styles, as well as finally creating our own campaign from scratch. We're going to be doing all that inside of Autopilot. Whichever platform you end up using, most of the functionality that you're trying to achieve, especially on the email automation side, is going to be mostly the same. It's all click, drag, and drop. Some of the terminology will be a little bit different, but it'll be mostly the same. So don't feel pressured to only use Autopilot. That's what we're going to be using, though, because of how expansive it is.